this is the craziest time, the craziest generation that we could possibly be alive in, and yet here we are alive in it. In this video, I'm going to show you how I utilized OpenAI o1, some people referring to it as GPT o1, to develop 3 web apps that I'm actually using, that are actually pertinent to my business, that can bring me in revenue. This is a practical use case of AI code generation. The big topic's been AI for the last few years, but for problems like you and me, the question is, how can we practically use AI to not only solve practical problems, but how can we make money from it, right? Everyone talks about making money from AI, but there's a hard sell with limited resources that AI has given us up until o1. As of right now, I am all in on AI. This video is no fluff. We're gonna get straight to the computer here in just 1 second. And I'm going to break down step by step how I made all 3 apps, how you can find them to try them out yourselves, links in the description, and on every page of every app, I've included the source code that is the final code that is live running these individual apps. That way you can utilize these apps for whatever you want for free. There's no login, no email needed, no lead magnet. I don't care. I'm giving you the source code for free if you want it. It's no problem. It's there. I'll show you how to get to it. I hope this video serves as a tool to open your eyes to the capabilities of OpenAI, because a lot of things can happen. These types of apps and widgets for websites, people pay for. They pay for them. I've paid for them before. But you can generate these types of apps, web apps, whatever, and sell them yourself. Charge a monthly fee for access, for a monthly fee for people to stick it. You get it. You get it. People do this all the time. Companies, there's software companies that have been built just to build these types of apps. I'm not going to talk anymore. We're getting straight to the computer. I'm going to show you exactly how I did it and how you can do it too. So now we're on the computer. The first thing I'm going to show you is how these apps work. So this page right here is where that link in the description is going to send you to, should you click it. And you see this tool is the revenue growth calculator that I built with o1. This is the business valuation calculator I built with o1, and this is the compound interest calculator I built with o1. I built all 3 of these today within the realm of 4 hours. And within that 4-hour time period, not only did I build it, I built these landing pages, I built these web pages, everything. Everything you see in this video, 4 hours. Thank you, o1. So I'm going to first show you how they function and how they work, and also how you can access the source code for every one of these. And then we're going to go straight to o1, and we are going to recreate these live in this video so you can see the step-by-step process. This is crazy. So first, the revenue growth calculator. This is something that gets used in my line of business all the time. So we're going to project the revenue growth of a company. We'll say the current revenue is $100,000. The revenue periods reporting monthly. We'll estimate, or actually we'll make it yearly. We'll estimate for 6 years. We'll leave it at a static growth rate at 5% per year. Hit calculate, and it projects. This is year 1. We're starting at 100,000. You can see that there. It projects how that 5% rate is going to increase your business's revenue over 6 years. Notice we also have the ability for someone using this to download the graph, because I wanted them to be able to download it, take it with them, use it for PowerPoints, whatever they needed it to, whether they were a client or not. This button on every one of these landing pages that says embed the revenue growth calculator for this one, or it'll say the respective name of the widget. If you click it, you'll see the source code. You can literally use this source code. It's the entire code for this finished thing. Anyway, and under it, of course, there's a description of how it works, but the whole reason we're here is for the actual app. The next app is a free business valuation calculator. If you watch Shark Tank, you know, everybody talks about their business valuation. That's the whole point of this. Say our current annual operational profit is, once again, $100,000. Their expected annual growth, we'll say, is 5%. Years we expect to grow at this rate. Once again, we'll just use 6 because why not? Get your valuation. Current value of your business is $500,000 because it's 5 times EBITDA. And you can see it's not only projecting what our current value is, but what it'll be next year, third year, however many years out, based on our current operational revenue and expected annual growth. It's crazy. The logic that was made for these was built out of GPT or O1. It's really awesome. Another favorite kind of widget I've used, I don't know how many times, is a compound interest calculator because it's really great for investments. So for this, we're going to say we're using, $1,000 contributed initially. We're going to continue contributing a monthly amount of $100. We'll give it 18 years of growth because why not? Our estimated rate of return we'll say is 4% because I have a high yield savings account that does that and it compounds monthly. Let's calculate. So it says in 18 years, if I just invest $100 a month with $1,000 starting deposit, my total balance will be $33,716. Total invested is $22,600. So my total interest gain over that 18 years is $11,000. You get the point. The graph shows that growth there. It's really awesome, fantastic. And of course, right here, just like on the other landing pages, you can click this, get the source code for this. So I'm going to quit talking about this, and we are going to build these with O1 right now. But you can already see how crazy this is. This happened. All this happened within 4 hours, dude. Within 4 hours, and I have 3 killer lead magnets for future potential clients. And not only that, the organic SEO that is going to happen as a result of having these on my website. Other people go to my website, backlink to it because they're helpful. It's a tremendous benefit. It could be a benefit for you too. Let's get to O1. So you can see here I have the website builder pulled up. We utilize Duda for client websites and for my own. I love Duda. If you haven't used Duda, check it out. But you can see I do not have any HTML, CSS, or JavaScript here. It's asking for me to add my custom HTML there. Over here, we have O1 pulled up. So let's go ahead and talk to it. So you can see I said I need to build a website widget, HTML and CSS. That'll be embedded on a page to my site. Here's the information about the app and how it works, revenue growth calculator. And I talk about the things I need. The things I need it to do, what I'm expecting from it to do, and some general ideas of what it could look like. Now, a lot of people like to try to shortcut GPT prompts and they'll write a couple sentences and expect GPT to give them the world. Look, GPT and O1, OpenAI O1, all of it is a large language neural network that needs context in order for it to work. The more context you give it, the better it's going to perform for you in any use case. So explain it to it like you would explain your idea to a stranger. So you can see here it thought for 23 seconds. I'm not going to sit here and go over, breaking it down because I'm trying to get straight to the point for you guys. And it says, hey, here's your HTML and CSS code. Let's go ahead and copy that. We'll scroll down and make sure there's nothing else that we're missing. And it's saying how to use code if you don't know how to, and it's telling me how the widget works. Thank you. So let's, paste that right there, click update. All right, so let's click preview so we can see the live thing. So it's something, but we don't know what's happening here. So let's just enter in some numbers and see what's happening. Enter growth rate. So there's some confusion going on here, and wow, that's a really weak graph. So I came back to it and I said, hey, look, can you modify the widget in the following ways? Change the total revenue to current revenue, change prediction link and from periods selected to estimation for, change the text field for growth rate percentages to say enter predicted growth rate percentage, change the graph from a line graph to a bar graph that also displays the projected revenue, because if you could see on that thing, you don't even know what it's saying really. And also let's make that graph a little bigger. And it says, yeah, man, certainly, I got you, no problem. Here's the new code. Sorry about that old weak code. I didn't mean anything by it. Let's scroll down a little more to make sure we're not missing any other context. And it's saying how to use updated code. We know how to use updated code. Let's go back to the editor. I'm going to click this. I'm going to select all that code and delete it and paste that new code, hit update. It says it's updated. Cool. Let's go to preview. Let's enter in some revenue. Let's change that to weekly. Let's do it 13, static growth rate, 4. Okay, we're looking a little better. Let's actually estimate that down because we haven't made any widget changes to make it, scale with anything. So this is actually not looking too bad per se. Let's see how it looks on. Let's check mobile, see how it looks on mobile. So this is actually looking all right. We'd have to get it to regenerate here. Whoops. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, so it's not looking too bad. It just looks a little janky, and I feel like there's a little more stylistically we can do to make this look better. And I also don't like when it loads, there's not a graph there. There's just a bunch of empty space. Let's go back to editor, go back to the code. Let's go back to 01. See what I said. Next, I can guess what it says. It says it's looking much better, man. Thanks. Still hoping the graph can be bigger because that graph was weak. We can't pull it back up, but is there a way to reformat sizing and stylization in CSS to make it better? And also, I kind of want things to look a little different, vertical screens versus widescreen. So it says, yeah, man, you know what? That it was kind of weak. You're right. It was a little better. My bad. Let me get you this new code. Make sure you just let me know if this new code works or not. Here's the updates. I really like these updates I did. Let me know if you like them too. And I said, okay. So we're going to select all, paste that new stuff, click update. So now, oh, it made a change. And the color changed too. So let's go ahead and hit preview. And let's reload this thing. All right. So it still didn't give us a graph or anything when it loaded. But I'm kind of in favor of this as long as as long as that happens right there. So that looks sweet, but now I'm scared for how it's going to look on mobile. So let's see what happens when oh, snap. All right, so it did the vertical thing on mobile, which is what I asked it to do. And yeah, so that's looking good, but notice we are also missing the download button for customers or clients or people visiting the site to be able to download the graph. So we definitely need that, and we want this thing to pre-populate some information as soon as someone loads the graph, because that's the point. Without it, it just looks like I don't know how to make something look all right on a web page. And if I'm a web developer, as I am, I should know how to make a website look all right. So let's get that fixed up. I said, look, dude, yo, you're knocking it out the park. This is almost perfect now. Thank you. Can you add a sample graph that'll show before the visitor enters in data in the field? Hit calculate so they can see an example how the graph looks. They're like, you know what? Yeah, but that's going to require some JavaScript code, but I got you. I'm going to put it in there for you. I said, thanks. That's cool. Thank you. So let's go ahead and select this, delete that, update that. Bam, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. It's updated. Hit preview. Let's reload this thing. I told you I'm not fluffing. I'm trying to get this thing out to you because you guys are busy. Yes, this is looking great, looking awesome. But we are missing that download button, and that's critical. Like, that's a feature I'm not going to not include on this thing. Not super not. And I said, yo, look, can there just be a button that says download graph and it downloads a PNG file of the graph with the information they filled out in the data fields? They're like, you know what? I got you, bro. If that's the last thing you need from me, I got you. And I was like, that's the last thing, bro. So let's hit update on that thing after we pasted it in there. Let's go to preview, reload the whole thing. That way it looks how it's going to look. Bam. There it is. And this is where I knew I knew 01 was onto something. I was onto something. You guys are now onto something that you now have the source code to for as well, because this kind of thing, people pay for and I've paid for before. So this is how I made the revenue growth calculator. Um, Now, in theory, the other two apps were made the exact same way, but you could see there's some different things happening. So, I get it. If you leave the video right here, that's fine. Because they're all kind of the same thing. It's like, hey, this is what I need. This is the context. This is all the information I need you to know to make this. And then it gives me something. I go back to it with the changes that I need made, and it changes it for me. I update it, change it, update it, change it, update it. And then within 3 to 4 prompts back and forth, it has me exactly how I need it to look. And because I know some of you guys are going to leave right now knowing that these next two builds are similar, I do want to leave you with this if you're not sticking around. And that is the fact that you really might want to consider utilizing O1, even if you've been reluctant to AI up until this point, because you are leaving money on the table if you are not. There are practical use cases that you can solve problems for yourself, your business, if you have one, with O1. There are viable, real life use cases that you can utilize O1 for right this second. The only thing in between you in this and doing this is the time it takes for you to open it up and utilize it, and you can make money from it right this second. I don't want you guys to sleep on AI anymore. I don't want to sleep on AI anymore, because this kind of thing is insane. It's insane. Okay, no more fluff. I realize I'm fluffing. Can't be fluffing. We're going to go straight to the next web app that I made utilizing O1 right now. So for the business valuation calculator, you can see here as well, no HTML, CSS, or JavaScript yet. It says add your custom HTML here. Cool. So we're going to pull up, you can see I switched to 4.0, but this was at the very end when I needed it to generate all this information under it. But this was created with O1. I pinky promise. You can believe me, not believe me. It doesn't matter if you do or don't. So I need to build a website widget, same principle. I give it the input. I give it exactly what I'm looking for it to build. I tell about the logic of what it's going to need to use. I don't give it the logic. I say it needs a realistic valuation algorithm. I look and feel. I tell it, what the deal is. It don't for 28 seconds. I wish I could do this in 28 seconds. And notice here, it says, here's the HTML code, but here's the CSS code, and here's the JavaScript code. For you guys that have stuck around, I bet you're glad you're still here so I can show you how this works. Oh, normally my camera's over there. Yeah. So sometimes there are benefits to sticking around after the game to hear about the information. So you guys y'all gangster. Anyway, I'm joking. So we're gonna post that HTML code first. Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and grab this CSS code. So we'll scroll up. See this say right here, CSS styles go here. It's because GPT likes us. So we're going to go ahead and paste that CSS code right under there. Let's go back and grab our JavaScript code. And then we're going to find where it's going to tell us to, oh, wait, what? JavaScript code goes here. We'll put it right there in between the script. Bam. All right, we'll click update, updated. Okay, we got something. We have something, but this is not looking great. Let's reload this and switch back over here to see what's happening. It says current. Let's give it some numbers. Let's give it a number there. Get your valuation. Okay, hey. I mean, already this is looking kind of okay. I mean, the graph looks horrible. And notice the downloads there. That's awesome. But notice these graph lines are declining. I feel like, you know what? I feel like AI was smoking today or something, and maybe we're gonna have to get this fixed. So I go back, nonetheless. I'm trying not to fluff, guys. I'm horrible. I like talking. It's bad. I say, hey, look, can you modify the code to make the following changes? The whole widget needs to be responsive to the size of the area, screen, and container of the widget. Is there also a way to reformat the sizing and stylization in CSS to make the widget fit a horizontal format on large screens, blah, blah, vertical screens, blah, blah. Also, can the CSS code make it more visually appealing? And can you add that sample graph that'll show visitors what it's going to look like before they put their information in? So we're going to select all that and delete it and paste the new HTML there. We're going to scroll down, get this new CSS code, put that CSS code right there. And then we are going to grab, make sure we're still recording. I'm going to go ahead and grab that JavaScript code and throw that JavaScript code exactly where it should go right there. Go ahead and click update on there. What in tarnation? Yo, 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 I can, this isn't happening. We ain't finna, we got to get this fixed before. I think when I saw this too earlier, I think I didn't even test it out. I literally was like, this has got to get fixed. So we're immediately hopping back over here. I'm like, look, dude, I was nice. I was nice to, I'm always nice to it. People think I'm crazy, but when I'm talking to GPT, I'm nice to it. Sometimes I'll be like, yo, how's your day going, man? You having a good day? How's the weather over there? I'm not joking. I feel like the nicer you are to AI, the nicer it is to you. I said, look, it's looking great. I do love the look and the feel in the widget. I just need a couple changes, man. You can tell I ain't honest. I said, look, the text needs to be moved. The bar graph needs to include numerical evaluation per year. Layout on desktop needs to be modified, point blank. And it had to think for 75 seconds on that. And it gave us more code. Let's copy that HTML. Let's just ransack all of this, paste that HTML, grab that new CSS. We'll scroll that in, put it right there. And let's grab that new. I mean, this is pretty funny when you think about it. Or maybe I work on a computer too awful much, and maybe I've just lost my mind. That's possible. Spoken like a true business person, I guess. Update that. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, now I think this is actually when I tested it earlier. I was like, hey, this is looking all right. Oh, we've got some movement on the buttons too. Let's go ahead and give it some numbers. We'll give it a couple years, see what happens, get your valuation. And I've tested the download buttons for everything too at this point. And they all worked at this point as well. So this is looking great, but the elephant in the room is like staring at me. This is not what I'm talking about. This is not what this graph should be looking like. And that's not what these numbers are talking about, or should be talking about at least. So we've got to go approach our homie. And I know OpenAI, when they released when they were talking about how it's like PhD level physics and like PhD level programming, and not in this conversation. It wasn't, but just for the math, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. He's doing a great job. We all slack sometimes. So, and all this information is actually it telling you exactly what these individual pieces of the code do, which is really cool if you're trying to learn how to program. So it's teaching you how to program at the same time as giving you the juice. And I say, yeah, thanks. Look, looks perfect. I don't want to make any more visual changes to the widget itself because it actually looks great on mobile and desktop visually. This is awesome. This is exactly how I'd hope it'd look. It's better than I could do. So I said, look, let's not change that. But the algorithm and logic, it's sleeping. Can you fix it? And I say, yeah, I got you. And it says, here's the updated JavaScript code. And I was like, hang on a sec. It says no changes to HTML and CSS. So it gives us what we need there. But because of that JavaScript code being changed, we actually are going to have to go back and get this updated HTML code, because I can't remember where it was posted. Get that updated CSS code put that there. Then we can scroll past that JavaScript code, since only the JavaScript changed the actual functioning logic of how this works, and copy the new JavaScript code and paste that right under there. We can hit update. It's updated. Hit preview. Get it reloaded. Give it some revenue. Give it a percentage. Give it a few years. Show valuation. And you can see here now it's functioning properly. So that's how the business valuation calculator was made using O1. And last but not least, we are going to get to the free compound interest calculator that was made with O1. And it was made similarly, how these last two words. But if you're guessing about history telling you something about the future, you may be right. While the process was the same, the question and answers back with O1 and the changes and things like that, it gave it to us different this time. And I learned something different with prompting it that gave us an easier way of dealing with it, as comparison to how we had to deal with it for the individual HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So let's get straight to the next web app. All right, so you can see back in the editor, free compound interest calculator. Add your custom HTML here. It's blank, empty, nothing there. We're going to go over to O1, A1, day one, O1. And I prompted, I said, hey, this is what I need. Here's the inputs, the logic that I'm looking for, the look and feel. And it says, certainly below is the complete code for, everything. And here again's the HTML, here again's the CSS, here again's the JavaScript. But I was like, what if I can make this process easier? See, I told you this would be a little bit different than the last two. So guess what? You learned something that you wouldn't have learned if you had left already. And I mean, I didn't do that purposely. It's just how it happened. So I'm trying to teach the younger generation of people. I know I'm pretty young, but I'm not that young. You can tell I'm losing my hair and stuff. That it helps to have a long attention span. Hey, I'm not knocking TikTok. I love TikTok. I've got a TikTok too. Go follow me on TikTok. No, I'm joking. I don't do the shout out stuff, but you could if you wanted to. Just joking. Anyway, I said, look, I figured if I asked it, where would I insert? It would just say, you know what? I was slacking. I should just put it all together for you. And it did. I should have said, hey, just put it all together for me. And it would have done the same thing. This is where you can tell it to, hey, put it all together for you. And it will. Here's the complete code. Try it. Thanks. Let's paste the complete code and not have to copy and paste 3 or 4 times. You can see, this stuff's all right. So we've got something here. I don't like the way that looks, but it's better than I could do. Let's go ahead and let's just hit calculate and see what happens. Hey, I mean, it looks good. It looks all right, but there's some stuff that needs to happen. And also I would go back and forth with mobile and desktop, but you can already guess that it looks a little janky. It needs to be fixed too. You'd be right if you guessed that. I'm trying to save you as much time as possible. I know this is lengthy already. Let's go back and we'll scroll down. It's even telling you the cool things it's doing, which I've read earlier, but I'm not going through right now. You can read it on your own time. Say, hey, yo, look, can you modify the code to make the following changes, make the whole widget size? There's a lot of changes. There's a whole lot of changes. And I said, I even like to make, the numbers match the rest of the widget stylistically. That'd be cool. So yeah, here's the new code. I'm like, cool, thank you. I mean, like, we're like basically best friends now. I paste it in there. I click update. It updates, but look what it did to me. Look what it did to me. Why does it want to put, why does it want, I mean, it did the cool thing with, that's what I wanted, but this, I didn't even test it when I saw this. I said, this is, I mean, I don't even know where it's going to put the graph. Is it going to be small over here, small over here? Is it going to put it up here? I mean, like, I don't, yeah, I just went straight back to it. I was like, dude, you really like putting the header text on the left side of the screen really large and stuff. I said, look, it looked better, but there's the text, dude, the text and the graph. I don't even know where the graph is. And it said, sorry, dog. It says, I've really been missing I've really been missing sleep lately. All these people are asking me to do all these things and stuff. Here's the new code. And I said, thanks. So I put it in there and I updated my joint. And we're starting to look better here. We are starting to look better here. Let's reload it. Let's see. Do we have the graph? Yes, we have the graph. Let's feed it some information. Hit calculate. This is looking good, man. You're looking good. I don't remember what I would have said at this point. It's getting pretty late at night. I done did the most today, but what did I say that needed to be changed after that? Did I even say it needed to be changed? Oh no. This is where I said, can you write how to use the guide here? You can see I even did that, dude. I didn't even make anything on these pages. This is exactly what I asked it to write after that. So that's the full done deal right there, dude. I mean, it don't get much better than that. That's the compound interest calculator. And like I said, on the website, you can get the source code. Everybody asks for source code. It's right there under every individual app. You can test, play with these apps, everything yourself. And I just want to say, like, now I feel like I can get to some fluff because I got through the heavy part of the video and the showing you the capabilities and stuff like that. We have to stop sleeping on AI, but there's some key information that I think would go a long way. And I should have said this earlier in the video for the short attention span people that dumped off then. But like I said, I'm not mad because I told them to, so you can't be upset about it. Um, in order to make money in any business, and as a marketing consultant, I consult small businesses. I've done consulting work for the SBDC. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. What I'm trying to say is it's no different utilizing AI to create a business and to make money as it would be if you owned a business or you were building a business that wasn't from a computer to make money. You're still trying to find out how to solve a real world problem. Whether it's business to business, so you're solving an issue for a business owner, or business to consumer, you're solving an issue for consumers. Well, where I solve issues for business owners, these three apps that I created with OpenAI to add value to my brand, to increase what I could bring in, um, was to solve problems for business owners. And I started with problems that I have myself. I've utilized these three apps from other places. I've mentioned it a couple times. I've bought these apps to embed in my website before from other software manufacturers. So you need to think as a person, living your life through the day, hey man, what is a problem that gets on my nerves if you're a consumer trying to make something for a consumer to buy? Or man, if I was as a business owner, this is just killing me. I don't know how do I fix this? What can I do? What kind of app can I make? What kind of, and that's what you need to utilize AI for, to create. If you're trying to make money with AI, that's what you need to use it for. There's a lot of use cases with O1 outside of just making apps. And I'm going to get into some of that stuff. I'm going to start making all kinds of videos about AI now that it's to a level where I really feel like it can probably change the world right now. It's changed the world already, but I mean like in a positive way. It might have already done that too, but um I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you find value out of these apps if you use them off my website. And I hope you find value off having access to the source code, because the last AI video I had, I remember like 50 million people were asking for the source code. And I was like, dude, I mean, it would have been ethically wrong for me to share that source code because it was like a web scraper. I mean, you can look at that video, but I'm still not sharing the source code because I feel like there's like an ethical problem with sharing that source code. It was created by AI. I appreciate the love. You guys take it easy.